Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So I have been wanting to film this video for like 2 weeks now and I just haven't had the time or the chance. So today I finally have the time. So I am so excited because I saw Juicy Jazz just post this video like maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And I was like, that's such a good idea. So I looked it up and there's so many videos like this. So I was like, oh my god, that's so much fun because I love affordable makeup. Nothing gets me more excited than good affordable makeup. So that's what today's video is going to be. It's going to be a full face of nothing over $10. So everything that's in front of me is $10 or less. So I'm really excited to jump into this video to share some good products with you guys that are under $10, super affordable. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and let's jump into the video. Okay, so I'm going to start with my eyes and I'm kind of cheating with this product, but not really because it's only $12, but I don't have anything else to use. This is the Juvia's Place Prep and Prime Eye Primer. If you guys have been watching my most recent videos, you know that I love this eye primer, and I mean, it is still affordable even though it's not under 10. I mean, for an eye primer that's this good, it's well worth it. So that's the only reason. That's literally the only thing in here that I believe is over. Yeah, everything else in here is like way under 10. So I'm just going to use a sponge and buff this out. This primer is so good. I used to be such a skeptic when it came to eyeshadow primer, and then I tried this and I was like, okay, this is making all of the difference. So I highly recommend this. A lot of people say it's a dupe for P. Louise, and I've never tried P. Louise, so I can't back up that claim. But yeah, I love this eye primer. So it's affordable. It's $12. You can get it right at Ulta. Comes in 3 different shades. I have mine in the lightest shade, but I don't really think the shade matters that much because you are going to be going over it with eyeshadow for the most part. So yeah, I'm going to give it a moment to dry. But for eyeshadows, I figured this would be the perfect time to use the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadow palettes because they are only $3. So I'm going to be going back and forth between these two. I really love this one. This one's Rose Water. I think it's so beautiful. And then this one is Carnival Candy. This is really good because it's an all matte palette. So you do get like a cream, a brown, a deeper brown, then like this deep blue. So these are $3. I've only used them a few times, but I do really like them, and they're super cute and super affordable. So it fits right into this video. I'm going to go into the all matte one first, and I'm going to use, oh my god, this is like, has this ever been opened? Oh my god, this has never been opened. What? I thought I've used this before. So I'm going to go into this palette, and I'm going to use this first shade, which is like that pale white shade. I'm just going to use this to kind of just dust like in my crease. It looks like a white, but it does have some hint to it. So I'm just using it in my crease a little bit just to kind of buff it in. I mean, it's giving me like a little wash of color, but I'm just kind of using it as just like a first shade. Now I'm going to use that second shade, which is that really pretty brown shade, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm so excited to share all of these products with you guys because a lot of them I do use every day, so I'm so excited because, I mean, I love high-end, like, let's say high-end drugstore. I love high-end makeup. Like, I love Sephora, and I do have a few, like, really higher-end favorites, but, oh my god, I just put too much. Oh, it's fine. But I do really love the drugstore. I love a good, affordable, just makeup. I just love it. So, as you can see, these shadows are blending so frigging pretty. And I believe that has everything to do with the primer. I'm going to go into the Rose Water palette now. I'm going to take more of a precise brush. And I'm going to use that second shade, which is like that lavender cool toned. And I'm just going to kind of just work this like over here and into my crease a bit. For my lid, I'm going to go in with this first shade right here. And I'm going to use my finger and just place this. Oh my god, so pretty. Do you guys see that? Wow, so pretty. I love having long nails. Like, it gives me like life, but then when I do like eyeshadow and stuff, I'm so annoyed because I'm like, oh, I need to get like in my inner corner and I can't because of my nails. So I always have to go in with a brush. I mean, first world problems, right? But I'm going to go in with that original fluffy brush and just buff everything together. I don't have any product on this brush. I'm just going over. I'm going to take the third shade, which is this shade right here, on my brush and just pack this like on the outer corner. This is a deeper shimmer, so it's going to give it some dimension. Okay, so that completes the eyeshadow. I'm not going to go too crazy. I really like how it looks, even though it's like lavenders and like, I was gonna say blues, lavenders and browns. I think it looks really pretty. I think it complements each other. So now I'm gonna move on to liner. Where is my liner? Okay, so I have the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid eyeliner, so that's what I'm going to use today. Okay, so quick disclaimer, I suck at wing liner, so I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna use my Kaja wing stamp, but you don't even have to do wing liner. I just like how I look with wing liner better, so I'm just going to use that like to put the wing out here, and then I'm gonna go over it with my Wet n Wild liner thingy. So I am sorry, I know I said under 10, but I suck at wing liner, guys, so I have no choice but to use this. I mean, let me just do this real quick. The wing liner is on, so now I'm just going to go over it with that Wet n Wild liner. So now the eyes are done, so now we're going to move on to the face, which I'm so excited about because I have so many good drugstore products here that like I'm so excited to share with you guys. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Primer. This is a good drugstore primer. I mean, it's not like anything revolutionary or groundbreaking, but I mean for $6, that's how much it is, I'm pretty sure. It's really good. And it is pretty cooling, and I can't tell if that's because I'm freezing already or if it's because it actually is cooling, but I am really cold. I'm just giving that a second to soak into the skin. So for foundation, this one is such a good foundation. I love it, and you can get it for like $5 at Walmart. I know it's like $8 at Ulta, probably like $7 or $9 at CVS, but I know the cheapest place to get this is for sure Walmart. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. You guys, this is a freaking fire foundation. Like, I remember when I used it a few months ago, I was like, okay. And you can obviously tell that I used it right when I got back from Florida because of how dark it is, so it's obviously not going to match me, but we will rise up and we will make this work. So it is what it is. I will be tan again soon enough, so everything's fine. I'm going to push this in with a foundation brush first. I'm just going to move on to my sponge, and I'm just going to finish up my foundation with it. I like to use the brush to kind of push it in at first, and then I like to really finish it off with my sponge. Guys, so moving on to concealer. I have such a love affair with this concealer that I'm about to use. I use it every single day for work. It's just so good, and honestly it's better than some like higher end concealers that I have. Like, that's how good it is. This is the Wet n Wild Incognito concealer. I do have two shades because when I went to purchase this the first time, this was too light, this was too dark, so I do mix them together to get my perfect shade. And I am going to mix a little dab of the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Concealer as well. Just a little dab because I love mixing that. But these on their own are so good too. You guys don't even understand. So I'm just going to apply it and add some to my nose. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, I was going to say brush sponge. This is such a good concealer sponge. I know I'm like extra using two sponges, but this sponge is just so good that I have to. So I'm just going to use this to buff this out. Do you guys see how good my under eyes look? Like, that concealer is so bomb. It's crazy. So now we're going to move on to contour, and I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser, but I'm using it in the shade Olive, right? Warm Olive, yeah, to give me that contoured look. So I'm just going to use it, and I'm going to just dab like that. Use my e.l.f. sponge to blend this out. that's the cream contour blended out. I do want to say that this shade is definitely a little too warm for me. Like, it definitely didn't do a crazy job at contouring, but it did give me like some warmth to my face, so we're definitely not going to need to add any like powdered bronzer over this. So now we're going to move on to blush. So I'm going to, of course, be using my e.l.f. Putty blush. I love this stuff. This is in the shade, shade Tahiti, I think. It doesn't say it on the packaging, which is so annoying, but this is what it looks like. Take my e.l.f. Putty brush and just coat this and then apply this. So that looks a little intense. I did probably go in with a little too much blush, but that's fine because the powder will kind of like tone it down a bit. So I'm going to use my like favorite drugstore powder, which is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Translucent Powder. If you guys have not tried this powder, you truly don't know what you're missing out on. It's so good. It's amazing. So I'm just going to smooth out any creases that may have formed underneath my eyes. So now I'm just going to take that same sponge and that Wet n Wild powder and just set underneath my eyes. So what I always do is while my powder is baking, I always go ahead and just do my brows. So I'm just going to comb them, get out any foundation that may have got in there. And I'm going to use my Colourpop Brow Boss brow pencil. This brow pencil is only $6 and it is so much better than any other brow pencil I've ever used. Like, I will never use another one besides this one because of how good and affordable it is. So for my brows, I just follow the natural shape of them. I will just kind of overdraw a bit, but nothing too crazy. So my brows do need to be done. Like, it's been about 2.5 weeks since I've gotten them done. So it's like that time. But yeah, so I am just going over the natural shape, as you guys can see. Just finished my brows, and as you can see, they just look filled in and super natural, nothing crazy. Like I said, I do just follow the natural shape of my brow and just fill them in. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this brush and wipe away my bake. So I always go back and forth, and then I always do swipe down just to diffuse any like stuff we have going on over here, because like I said, the bronzer and the blush went on a little too bright because I was a little heavy-handed, but it's nothing a little powder can't fix. Then I always take my sponge, and on the side that I blended the concealer, I just go back over underneath my eyes. I love doing this because it picks up any extra powder, helps push it in, and adds a little bit of moisture back to underneath your eyes, but not really. It's a great tip. So yeah, this just picks up any extra powder and then just buffs it in without disturbing anything because it's all set already. So as you can see, the base is looking pretty flawless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of powdered blush, and I'm going to use Wet n Wild's Nudist Society, just like that. And I like this one because it has a little bit of shimmer in it too. I'm just going to place it like at the tops of my cheekbones. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. Now for probably like one of my favorite highlighters to ever exist. I have had this highlighter for like 3 years. This is Wet n Wild's I'm So Lit Loose highlighter, and as you can see, like I still have pretty much an entire thing of it. You guys, Wet n Wild's packaging is so big and so affordable that if you purchase any of this stuff, it'll probably last you till the end of time. So I always take it and then dab off any of the extra into the cap because this can go on really intense. So I'm just going to take it and, ooh, you see that? Just blend this in. It's such a beautiful, just natural glow. I love it. But it can go, if you do put too much, it can go overboard pretty quickly. So I am going to leave the lower lash blank just because I love a blank lower lash. So I'm just going to go ahead and coat my lashes. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara. This mascara was like $3, so, and it's really good. So I'm just going to use this to coat my lashes. Guys, so now I'm going to move on to lips, and I'm going to use this Colourpop lip liner in the shade Ashton, and this is like $6 too, so I'm going to just line my lips. This shade is such a me shade. I love cool toned gray, like nudes. They're like my favorite. And this, I don't know, why am I trying to talk when I'm putting lip liner on? Like, I obviously know that's not going to work. But these lip liners are so good and creamy. I love them. For lip, I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Skinny Dipping. Let me show you. It's like a pinky nude, so I'm just going to go over that lip liner with it. Alright, so I know this lip is not for everybody, but come on, that combo, it's giving me life. I don't know about you, but it's giving me life. So now, moving on to the last step, which is setting spray. I know the drugstore doesn't have like a ton, but I feel like now they kind of do. Like, I don't really know. I don't really use a lot of drugstore setting sprays. My go-to one is my Morphe Luminous setting spray, but that one is $16, so that doesn't make it into this video. But I do have kind of like a dupe. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This is, I think, between $3 and $6. It is the pink one. This one is so good. It's been a cult, like, drugstore setting spray favorite of mine for a few years. So I'm going to use this Gross Card, and I'm just going to put it here to kind of shade, like, my hair and stuff, and go ahead and set my face. See the glow that it gave my skin? You guys, if you don't use setting spray, you are missing out. Setting spray is, like, the end all. Like, there's times where, like, I'm like, okay, my makeup looks decent, and then I use setting spray and I'm like, okay, my makeup looks great. It's what ties everything together and just makes everything look like one. So I'm just like pressing in any of the setting spray that's underneath my eyes, because now I'm going to go in with my lower lash mascara. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Telescopic. This one is more on the pricier side. I've seen it for, oh my god, I have blush all over me, for $10. I have seen it for $11. I've seen it for $9. Like, I feel like every place has like a different price. So I'm just going to use this for my lower lashes. Guys, so that completes this makeup look, and honestly, I am loving how my makeup is looking. I think it looks beautiful. If I had to pick a favorite, I think I'm really impressed with my eyeshadow right now. I just think it looks beautiful. Like, the colors blended so nice, and they just look like flawless on my eyes, and I'm just loving how my shadow is looking right now. So that's probably my favorite out of this whole entire look. But you guys, everything that I talked about in this video, I made sure that I love. Like, I didn't just want to pull drugstore makeup that I own just for the sake of the video. Like, I really thought about it, and I love every single one of these things. The only thing that I'm like iffy on is Maybelline Instant Rewind thingy, what is this called, concealer. But that's because the shade is like too dark on me. But other than that, everything else that I spoke about in this video, I love. The concealer, the foundation, the highlighter, the primer, the powder, like everything that I talked about, I love. So yeah, so I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe, and let me know if you want to see like similar videos like this. You want me to do more affordable looks. I was thinking while I was filming this video to kind of buy like a bunch of like minis from Sephora for like 15 and under and do a full face of those, see if I can make that work. That would be kind of interesting. Let me know if you want me to do that. But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys in this video. Please do not forget to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, and I will hopefully catch you. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, by the way, and I will hopefully catch you guys in my next video. Bye.